What if I told you that everyone who annoys you is actually showing you a hidden part of yourself? Picture this. You're scrolling through social media and someone's post makes your blood boil. Maybe they're bragging about their success, or perhaps they're being overly dramatic about a minor setback. Your reaction is instant and intense, but here's the twist. That person just became your teacher. Welcome to the mirror principle, one of the most profound yet overlooked laws of human experience. It operates on a simple premise. The behaviors that trigger you most intensely are often reflections of qualities you possess but refuse to acknowledge. Think about it. When someone's procrastination drives you crazy, could it be because you recognize your own tendency to delay important tasks? When another person's need for attention irritates you, might you be seeing your own unmet desire for recognition? The mirror doesn't lie, it simply shows what already exists. But this principle extends far beyond personality traits. The entire world operates as your personal reflection chamber. When you walk into a room expecting hostility, somehow everyone seems cold and distant. When you approach life with openness and warmth, doors mysteriously open and people become helpful allies. Consider this revolutionary idea. You don't observe reality, you create it through observation. That rock isn't hard until your hand touches it. That sunset isn't beautiful until your consciousness perceives it. Without your awareness, there's no color, no sound, no texture. Everything you call real is actually the universe experiencing itself through your unique lens. This means the cruel world you sometimes see isn't separate from you. It's arising from the particular angle of your inner mirror. Tilt the mirror differently, and the entire landscape transforms. The bitter person sees bitterness everywhere. The grateful person discovers magic in ordinary moments. Same world, different reflection. Ancient wisdom traditions understood this deeply. The Taoist sages spoke of using the mind like a perfect mirror, receiving everything, grasping nothing, reflecting without judgment. When wild geese fly over a still lake, their image appears in the water, but neither the geese nor the lake clings to the reflection. The moment passes, leaving no trace. But we humans have turned our minds into scrapbooks instead of mirrors. We capture every slight, file away every disappointment, and replay our greatest hits of suffering. We edit our experience to match our story of who we think we are, missing the profound simplicity of what actually is. Here's where the real power lies. If the world is reflecting you, then changing your reflection changes your world. When you stop fighting with your mirror image and start examining the one holding the mirror, everything shifts. The person who triggered you becomes a messenger pointing toward an aspect of yourself that needs attention. The difficult circumstance becomes a perfect opportunity to practice a quality you want to develop. The pattern that keeps repeating in your relationships reveals exactly what you're unconsciously broadcasting. This isn't about blame or shame, it's about empowerment. Once you recognize that you're not a victim of external circumstances, but a participant in an ongoing conversation between your inner state and outer experience, you reclaim your creative power. Imagine approaching each day knowing that your energy, your attitude, your level of presence directly influences what shows up in your experience. Instead of asking why these things keep happening to you, you start asking what these experiences are inviting you to become. The complainer discovers that their constant criticism reflects their own harsh inner dialogue. The person who attracts unreliable friends realizes they don't trust themselves to follow through on commitments. The individual who feels invisible recognizes they've been hiding their authentic self from the world. But here's the beautiful paradox. The moment you truly see your reflection without trying to change it, without fighting it or fixing it, something extraordinary happens. The mirror becomes clear. The distortion dissolves. What remains isn't a problem to be solved, but a presence to be experienced. You are not a separate entity observing the world from the inside of your skull. You are what the universe looks like when it's being you. The boundary between observer and observed, between self and world, exists only in the story you tell yourself about who you are. When this recognition dawns, not as an intellectual concept but as a felt knowing, the whole game changes. You're no longer trying to control your reflection or manipulate your mirror. You simply become so clear, so present, so authentically yourself, that what reflects back can only be clarity, presence, and authenticity. The world hasn't changed, but your relationship to it has transformed completely. You've stopped fighting with your own reflection and started dancing with it instead. And in that dance, you discover something that was always there, but temporarily forgotten. The one looking through your eyes is the same one looking through everyone else's. This is the ultimate mirror principle. When you truly see yourself in others, compassion becomes inevitable. When you recognize your own struggles in every human story, judgment dissolves into understanding. When you remember that every face is your face wearing a different mask, love stops being a feeling you have and becomes what you are. The mirror is always reflecting. The only question is whether you're willing to see what it's showing you. Take a moment right now and think of someone who really gets under your skin. What specific behavior or trait irritates you most about them? Write it down, then honestly ask yourself, where do I see this same quality in myself? Share your revelation in the comments. You might be surprised by how many others recognize the same pattern. Remember, the people who trigger us most are often our greatest teachers in disguise.